everyone. In this video tutorial, I will be showing you how to vector crystal ponies similar to the style featured in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Now the first step is to vector out the pony of your choosing. In this case, I've chosen my most recent completed vector, Fluttershy. Right now, this is the base vector. Since I knew the tail wouldn't be visible in the final vector, I did not vector it out. As with every vector, make sure your lines are uniform. Hair thicknesses are symmetrical to others, as are body line thicknesses. For crystal ponies, make the larger shine in their eye a 6-pointed shape, and the smaller a skewed 4-pointed shape. Their eye colors are normally a little more pastel than their regular colored counterparts. The next step is to add full body and hair color. As you can see, the body color is pretty much the same to regular colors, but the mane has a lot of gradients to it. While subtle with Fluttershy, gradients are the key point of a crystal pony. Here is a quick side-by-side image of Fluttershy with show-accurate colors and no gradients versus the base of the crystal vector. Gradients also affect the clothes or accessories your pony might be wearing. This is a screenshot of Fluttershy in her gala dress with her hair gradients, but without dress gradients. Now here's the vector with all the gradients in effect. It has affected her shoes, her neck accessory, and most noticeably, the upper part of her dress on the flank. My personal final step for coloring involves a tricky little step to make the vector shine more. First, select one of the fills on a certain piece of clothing or a part of the body. I'm going to use the green fill of her dress for this example. Copy and paste, then set the fill color to white, then use your radial gradient tool on the shape. The outer edges should be at 0% opacity, while the inner colors should almost be at 100. Then, place it between the outline stroke and the fill to create an extra shine that changing the gradient on the dress couldn't do alone. When all your shinies are done, your pony should look like this. It doesn't look like much, but once the crystals are in place, it will help in the long run. Speaking of, you're finally ready for the crystal effect. The crystal effect should be on a layer above everything else you've done so far. Crystals overlap both the fills and the strokes on every part of the vector except the eye. Crystals are made from two colors, black and white, of opacities varying from 2 to 25%. Black colors tend to be on the lower percentage, while white is on the higher end. Crystal opacity varies from pony to pony. A light-colored pony like Fluttershy will have crystals of low opacity, while a darker color, like Twilight, will have a higher percentage average. However, ponies with a monochrome color scheme, or black and white, will require extra tweaking, as crystals show up a lot easier. Here are some black and white shape examples. The white crystals featured have an opacity averaging at about 18.3%. The black crystals average at 5.7%. A note you must always pay attention to is that if the shape is not on the edge of the vector, the shape must never bend. All lines should be straight. Your vector will look blobby otherwise than defined by crystal. Also, remember that crystals never go beyond the vector. Here's a comparison shot of Fluttershy without the crystal effect and with. The final step is the easiest, adding sparkles. I personally have stars with 6 points at 100% opacity on the mane and tail, while bodily crystals have 5 points at the same opacity. Don't make them too big or too fat. You can make them as small as you like, however. And that is how I vector out crystal ponies. I hope this tutorial has been helpful.